Hello everyone. Today, we will recall one of the most horrific tragedies in Cambodia's modern history, the stampede at the water festival in the capital Phnom Penh, which occurred in November 2010. That night, when millions of people were rejoicing in the festive atmosphere, no one could have imagined that, in just a few short hours, a bridge would become the place where hundreds of people lost their lives. 339 people died, more than 300 others were injured. A night of mourning, haunting the entire Cambodian nation, and leaving behind painful lessons about crowd safety. The Water Festival in Cambodia is one of the biggest events of the year. People from all over flock to the capital Phnom Penh to celebrate the end of the rainy season and the beginning of the dry season. The festival takes place on the banks of the Tonle Sap River, with colorful boat races, fireworks lighting up the sky, and crowded parades. In 2010, more than 2 million people gathered in the capital. Among them, a line of horses and horses waltzed along the bridge leading to Diamond Island, a newly opened entertainment and recreation area. However, this bridge is only about 100 meters long, originally designed for walking, and cannot bear the weight of thousands of people crowded together. Tonight, this place has turned into a piece of bridge of death. Around 7 p.m., the crowd began to crowd the bridge. On one side, people from the mainland were rushing to the island, while on the other side, people from the island were trying to return. Both sides met in the middle of the bridge, creating a suffocating jostling scene. Many witnesses recounted that at that time, the space was extremely cramped, people were standing so close together that they could not lift their hands. Heat, screams, and fear began to spread. Some people fainted from the suffocation. Some shouted that the bridge was about to collapse. Others shouted that the crowd was being electrocuted. Chaos broke out. The crowd panicked, pushed and trampled each other to find a way out. Many people fell down, then were trampled by hundreds of people behind them without having time to get up. Some others in desperation jumped into the Tonle Sap River, hoping to escape. But they encountered another danger. The water was rushing, and some were electrocuted by electric wires that fell into the water. A woman selling goods near the bridge, Lee Vuthi, recounted in tears, "The bridge was overloaded. I saw many people faint. Then suddenly everyone panicked, jostled and pushed each other. Everyone shouted for help, but could not escape. In just a few dozen minutes, the bridge turned into a living hell." When the rescue team arrived, the scene was horrifying. Dozens of bodies were lying on the bridge. Crying and screaming for help could be heard everywhere. A nearby vendor, Sem Pagnasath, recalled, "The police put up a barrier to block the flow of people. But that caused everyone to be stuck together, unable to escape. We could only stand and watch helplessly. Ambulances kept blaring their sirens. But because the number of victims was so large, many trucks, even tuk-tuks and motorbikes, were mobilized to transport the injured and the bodies to the hospital. On the bridge, shoes, clothes, and bags were scattered everywhere. Many people collapsed while still holding the hands of their loved ones. That night, Phnom Penh was no longer a city of festivals. It became a city of tears. Just before midnight, Prime Minister Hun Sen appeared on television. In a choked voice, he announced the official toll: 339 dead, 329 wounded. He called it Cambodia's worst human tragedy since the fall of the Khmer Rouge. The government immediately declared a national day of mourning. An investigation committee was also set up to find the cause. But whatever the outcome of the investigation, the pain will not be erased. The most painful thing was that most of the victims were very young. They were only 18 or 20. Many came from remote rural areas, coming to the capital for the first time to attend the festival. But that trip became the last journey of their lives. In the following days, hundreds of families across Cambodia were immersed in grief. Coffins lined the country roads. The heartbreaking wails of parents who had lost their children, of wives who had lost their husbands, of children who had suddenly become orphans. The water festival, which should have been a joyful occasion, a time for reunion, became a sad memory. The Phnom Penh tragedy in 2010 was not just an accident, but a wake-up call for the whole world. When thousands, millions of people gather in one place, Even a small mistake in the organization can lead to catastrophic consequences. More than a decade has passed, but the memory of the Bridge of Death on Diamond Island is still there. It reminds us that joy and pain are sometimes just a step away. And that night, in the middle of the Tonle Sap River, hundreds of smiles were forever extinguished.